My dear friends, have you ever felt that your faith was being tested? That standing for what you believe in could lead you into a den of lions? Let's talk about Daniel. He was a man of great integrity, so much so that his enemies could find no fault in him except in his devotion to God. They created a trap, a law forbidding prayer to anyone but the king. Daniel knew this, yet he went to his room, opened his windows toward Jerusalem, and prayed, just as he always had. He chose faithfulness over fear. Thrown to the lions, he was not alone. God sent an angel to shut their mouths. When the sun rose, Daniel was unharmed. His story teaches us that even in our darkest moments, when we feel surrounded, unwavering trust in God brings a peace and protection that defies all understanding. May your faith be as steadfast as Daniel's. My dear friends, today I want to share a story about courage, not the kind found on a battlefield, but the quiet courage of faith. It's the story of Daniel, a man who rose to high office in a foreign land. He was so good, so honest, that the king planned to put him in charge of the entire kingdom. But with great honor often comes great envy. The other officials, consumed by jealousy, searched for a flaw in Daniel, but they found none. He was trustworthy, diligent, and without corruption. So, they hatched a wicked plan. They knew Daniel's greatest strength was also his greatest vulnerability, his unwavering devotion to God. They tricked King Darius into signing a decree. For 30 days, no one could pray to any god or man except the king himself. The penalty? To be thrown into a den of hungry lions. The king, not realizing the trap, signed the law. When Daniel heard the news, what did he do? Did he hide? Did he compromise? No. He went home to his upstairs room, opened the windows that faced Jerusalem, and 3 times that day, he got down on his knees and prayed, just as he had always done. He chose obedience to God over obedience to a king's unjust law. His enemies were watching. They rushed to the king, pointing out Daniel's disobedience. The king was heartbroken. He had been tricked, and his own law, unchangeable, now condemned his most trusted friend. He tried all day to find a way to save Daniel, but his efforts were in vain. As evening fell, the king had no choice. Daniel was brought and cast into the den of lions. The king's last words to him were a desperate hope. May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you. A stone was sealed over the entrance, and the king spent a sleepless, tormented night, fasting and full of grief. At the first light of dawn, the king hurried back to the den. His voice was filled with anguish as he cried out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" And from the darkness of the pit, a voice replied, calm and clear, "May the king live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight." Imagine the king's joy. He ordered Daniel to be lifted out immediately. Not a single scratch was found on him. The Bible tells us this was because he had trusted in his God. His faith was not just a belief, it was a trust so profound that it commanded the very jaws of the lions to close. This story isn't just about a man who survived a night with wild beasts. It's about the power of steadfast faith in the face of fear. It teaches us that true courage is maintaining our integrity and our connection to God, even when the world demands we compromise. Daniel's open window was a declaration that his ultimate allegiance was not to an earthly king, but to the King of Heaven. In our own lives, we may not face literal lions, but we face our own dens, situations of fear, pressure, and isolation that test our faith. Daniel's story reminds us that when we remain faithful, when we refuse to let fear silence our prayers, God is with us. He can shut the mouths of our lions, whatever they may be. He is our rescuer, our protector, the one who brings light into our darkest nights. Thank you for listening. Let this story be a comfort and an inspiration to you this week. Remember to stay connected with us for more stories of faith and courage. God bless you all.